termites. It's night 53. It's not really 53 nights we've been locked up longer, but, you know, some nights I didn't do. What are we drinking tonight? Funny you should ask. KIRIN Light, a little Japanese treat. Yeah, I kind of really do miss going out for a little sushi. Especially at the Mirage in Las Vegas. There's a sushi place in there. It's so good. And my friends are bartenders there. And I hope they save their money because I hope they get to go to their Raiders. They already had their PSAs, and I hope the Raiders get to play because my friends saved a lot of money up for that, and they're super duper excited to be ticket holders. 2 carbs, only 95 calories. How's that? Nobody thinks about KIRIN Light unless you're out getting sushi. Well, get it at home. You can get a 6-pack? No problem. I got it right up the street. All right. Elvis is dead. Sad times. And we're going to talk about her having sex with somebody. First time she's had sex, everybody thought she was out whoring around since she was 14, but that'd be a little hard to do when your parents are in your bedroom most of the time, and on your bus, and in your dressing room, and blah, blah, blah. Here we go. She didn't do it till the night I turned 19. I love going to a Fort Worth country music club called Speakeasys, where Monday night was Cowboy Night. I always loved cowboys, so anytime I had a free Monday, I could be found in South Fort Worth at a corner table at Speakeasys. My parents just hated it, but by now I had my own money and the freedom to buy a plane ticket. Wait, you would buy a plane ticket to go to a bar on a Monday? I think I admire that. Or gas up the car and come and go as I wanted. One night at Speakeasys, my friend Cindy Crow and I ran into a friend who asked us to lunch the next day. We went, and at the restaurant was a saddle bronco rider I thought was very cute. We really didn't go out at first, but he started joining us at Speakeasys on Cowboy Night whenever I was in town, and I thought he was one of the hottest guys I'd ever met. When I got to the club, and my bronco rider wasn't there, and when I asked where he was, I told he'd gone skiing with some other rodeo guys at Steamboat Springs. I jumped right on the phone to say hi, and he insisted that Cindy and I fly up to Steamboat on the next plane. We went straight to the Dallas airport and caught the next plane out. Well, that's not playing very hard to get. I mean, he says, fly, and you say, what airline? Let's jump so high. Did you get that? I'm sure you did. We didn't have any extra clothes with us, but I had a credit card, which is just one more of the reasons my parents hated it every time I got out of their sight. We caught a commuter plane from Denver and flew into Hayden, Colorado. Okay, I've flown to a lot of places, and I don't even know where that is. I guess it's in the mountains somewhere. Where the guy picked us up. He and I slept in separate beds, but that trip made me think we were a couple. On October 10th, 1977, my friends in Fort Worth threw me a big party, and that night my boyfriend and I finally had sex. I have to say I didn't like it as much as I figured I would. I had all those thoughts about bells ringing, and when it was over, I just wondered what all the fuss was about. He and I stayed friends for years, long after we broke up. That was very important to me. Like with my first boyfriend, the rodeo circuit and the concert trail are 2 paths that sometimes cross, but they don't make it for the long haul as far as relationships go. Neither one of those men had any desire to be Mr. Tanya Tucker, and I don't blame them. Chapter 27. I desperately needed career management. Dad knew it, and Bill Carter knew it. Daddy is still on the hunt here. More importantly, MCA knew it. I changed that from most important to more importantly, because if I was the editor, that sounds better. More importantly, MCA knew it. Dad and Bill had their hands full with business and legal aspects of my career. What I needed now was good, solid career guidance. Bill recommended we talk to a company called Far Out Management in Los Angeles. Okay, that's first red flag. Far out. Unless it's John Denver sitting in there, then you don't go in that place. He can say far out because he invented it. And if he's in there just going far out, I'd be like, far out, where do I sign? But I'm predicting this is going to be a mistake. I could be wrong. It was the firm who'd guided the blues rock group War to stardom. They'd expressed some interest in helping a country act cross over. Oh, even worse. The first time we met with Far Out, they kept us waiting for 2 hours in the reception area of their LA office. Oh, leave. That's 2 red flags from this lady. Your name of your management company, Far Out. And 2, they're leaving you waiting. Maybe 5-10 minutes, but come on now. I was impressed with the gold records that lined the wall and thought War had sold billions of albums. It appeared that Billy Shirrel and all of Nashville's were runner-up as far as record sellers went. Well, you can buy gold records on, even back then you could do it, and just hang them on your wall because there's so many fake ones out there. Dad walked around the room staring at each frame record, shaking his damn head. Most of these are the same damn album, Tanya, he said with disgust. There, he's catching on, Dad, he's catching on. That was the beginning of his mistrust of Far Out. Dad never trusted nor liked them, but he still believed my career should be handled by professionals. Once again, he was being introduced to some people he considered to be too Hollywood, and that is in quotes, Hollywood. Well, me and Daddy are in agreement around this one. He don't like them either. Finally, a big booming voice came over the intercom. Bring the Tuckers back here. The receptionist motioned us on back. We went through 3 or 4 doors and then had to be beeped through at each point. Man, I said, this looks like a fort. No, this looks like people with something to hide, Daddy said. Maybe Daddy's projecting a little bit there. If he had some money, lots of it, how he'd protect it. Through doors with beeps and beeps and doors and beeps. That's just my own little psychological breakdown of that right there. Doesn't mean it's true. We finally reached the inner sanctum, and I thought I'd die. The walls of the office of Steve Gold and Jerry Goldstein shared were lined with animal heads. Bear, deer, elk, and moose heads looked down on you with glassy eyes like so many gold records. I'm not a vegetarian. Shocking. I wouldn't. I'd have bet all my money in the world. No. Neither am I. Just saying. I'm not a vegetarian. I know that if we eat meat, animals have to be killed. I'd grown up around the cattle business after all, but killing something just to go out and cut its head off and hang it on a wall grosses me out, especially when the walls start to look like the San Diego Zoo. I think that's how they saw me, another trophy to hang on the wall and forget about. Huh. That's quite a... Not sure they probably thought that, but okay. If it's enough to make you walk away, then fine, think it, walk. Steve Gold was bald and had one big gold tooth right in the front of his mouth. Jerry Goldstein seemed like more of a hippie with long hair parted in the middle and more casual style. Tanya Tucker, he said, ignoring my dad. Well, if she's not going to like that, and Daddy really ain't going to like that. I think we've already established the roles. Are you ready to be a superstar? You bet, I said, forgetting the animal heads and the duplicated gold records and the locked doors. Do you want a career? What do you want from a career, Tanya? Steve asked. I want the biggest audience I can get, I answered, thrilled to have someone even ask. Usually I got told what I wanted by record companies executives, by managers, and by my dad. Country's holding you back, he said. Rock and roll's where your money's at. You, my dear, are a rock star. Oh, this part won't end well. I don't think so. My dad sat back in his chair and folded his arms over his chest, a sure sign he was sizing up what he thought was a bad situation. I'm with Daddy on this one. I'm with Daddy. The first thing you got to do is move to Los Angeles. No, don't do it. Don't do it. You've got to be where the action is, and it sure isn't in Nashville. Those hicks can't sell records. You should be selling platinum with every release. In fact, he went on, if your first album was with us, doesn't sell platinum in a year, you can walk away from your contract and not owe Far Out 1 cent. Wow, what a sales pitch. As much as Dad didn't like the setup in the slam of Nashville, he did believe I should be selling platinum, and he liked the idea of built-in platinum insurance, and so did I. We listened as Steve outlined his plans to extend my music, my audience, and most importantly, my ability to generate income. His Daddy needs money. He was a very boisterous talker and capable of making you believe anything. As my head was filled with dreams, Steve made them even bigger with every word. It was an anything's possible period in my life. Thing is, Tanya, you haven't had a chance to show the world your capabilities. You haven't been allowed any input. That's going to change right now. See, am I selling it? I'm trying. Do I feel it one myself? Let me redo that one, okay? I'll pretend like I did take acting classes. I hated them, and I sucked at it. But this is I'll be Steve. I'm trying to pitch her. Thing is, Tanya, he wouldn't have a country voice, but we'll just act like he's country. Thing is, Tanya, you haven't had a chance to show the world your capabilities. That's when people go, right, yes. You haven't been allowed any input. That's going to change right now. We're going to be a team, and you're going to make Tanya Tucker a household name. I sucked right into it. The idea of me being in charge of my life and career is just what I needed to hear to sell me on Far Out. Like a good little client, I rented an apartment in the same building as Far Out. Oh my God, you moved into the same building as your manager code. Even the comics I know, including myself, that have made terrible decisions, I never did that. At $2,700 a month, the rent was stiff. Jesus, that's still a lot now. And this is like in, 1811. This is crazy. The rent was stiff, though, and I moved into a little stuck house. Then I moved to a little stucco house on Linnington Avenue. Mother and Dad took a house in Los Angeles, but they kept Tuckahoe and divided their time between the two homes. This is my first real freedom of my folks, my first time living completely on my own, and Lord Almighty, I'm sure this is where the shit show gets really good. 'Cause she's loose. She's free of those people that have followed her around since birth, also known as her parents. All right, termites. I'm going to finish my little KIRIN Light. It's a nice treat. Wish I had some sushi, although, once again, palate of a Midwest 5-year-old. I only like tuna or shrimp. Anything else, I'm like, no. And don't go, oh my God, have you ever tried eel? Yeah, I have. I don't like it. But you know what? Rice, tuna, I like miso soup. That's enough. Plenty to keep you in business right there. And like a California roll. Something very hacky and generic. I can do that. But once you get, like, Lewis will eat everything what I call on the wrong side of the menu. Things that move. No. So, all right, I feel like I'm getting a cold. Hope it's not the COVID cold. I'll check my toes and see if I have COVID toes. I doubt it. All right, termites. Get yourself comfortable. Tuck yourself in. I'm going to go deal with my hair. How long it is. It's crazy. And in the words of Ron White, what are we going to say? We're going to say, night-night, termites.